Chickity check. Test 1 2.
Microphone check.
30-97 seconds. Bays Boys Podcast. BaysBasement.com. Joe Skelly in the house.
We back.
So off mic here. Me and Joe Skelly were watching videos of monkeys because that's what we do
That's what we do
all day.
all day.
And I've been informed that what, Joe Skelly? Go ahead and say it because I don't want to say it out loud.
The orangutan
Uh-huh.
is the smartest of the ape family,
Okay.
and that zoos commonly around once a month, maybe a little bit longer, have to change the locks on the orangutan enclosures
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
because they pick them.
No way.
Yes.
What are they picking them with?
Tools and shit that they find. So listen, but way back in the day when I was in college, right, doing anthropology stuff, we did the whole thing on primates, right?
Okay.
And so zookeepers will say, you walk into, let's say, a chimpanzee enclosure, right? And you drop a tool, right?
Right.
Immediately the chimpanzees will run over to it and try to use it, right?
Jesus.
You walk into an orangutan enclosure, drop the same kind of tool, they ignore it. Act like they didn't even see that shit. They wait till the lights go down. They walk right over to it, pick it up, walk right over to the door, and start working on the locks.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dead serious. Dead serious. Orangutans are the smartest of the apes, without question. That's why they call them the grand old man of the forests. And by the way, you just watched that video I just showed you where the orangutan was making stone tools and teaching 5 other orangutans how to do it.
He definitely was. I don't know what to say to it. I don't even know.
They're essentially saying right now orangutans are in the Stone Age.
That's just dumb.
Collectively,
So-
they're becoming so smart. They're in the Stone Age.
So you hear that. One of the things about the whole creationism, all that other crap, whatever we spawned out of the pond, evolution,
Right.
this, that, or the other. Like, one of the things that I heard, and I don't study this stuff because I don't care, but somebody brought up a point one time and said, why do you not see them evolving now? Maybe you do.
They are evolving.
Are we?
Yeah, we're evolving.
Yeah, by making better fake NASA videos.
like the one we just saw where the dude was drinking a glass of water in outer space and the water sits his glass down. It doesn't
Right.
move. The water doesn't come out of the glass.
I'm telling you, dude. NASA's nothing but a frat club with fucking 10 degrees.
All right.
That's why Dolph didn't do it. He was like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm going to bounce at this bar with the real folks. With the real folks. That's all I'm saying. So, let's talk about prison mermaids. Because
Wow, we're going right into it.
that old boy was just reading that article. Apparently,
No, that was a letter
Oh, okay. It was
written
a letter.
by the prison system
Oh, okay. Even
to
better.
the inmates.
to the inmates.
To the inmates. So it's
Asking them to cease and desist on making companionship mermaids.
like life size.
Life-size companionship mermaids. Bro, listen. I'm fucked up. I'm a weird guy. I got some face tattoos and shit. But there's not a day in my life where I've ever felt compelled to be in love with my pillow.
Look like a mermaid.
I don't give a fuck if I was locked in a cell or not. That pillow's not going to look better and better as time goes on. And pillows are soft. Men are not. So, again, that just goes to continue with that line is the men don't look better either. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says.
Look, they were saying, we appreciate your entrepreneurship. Please cease and desist.
What do you think it costs to get one of those bad boys made up?
Oh, I bet he was making money, bro. I bet my man was making money.
Homeboy's got like some street flavors.
Dude, he was like, look,
Some street
this is going to
flavors.
cost you like 35 soups.
Fuck. Some boys are running around in debt.
No, dude, you know.
Boy falls in love, can't make his payments.
His
His lover gets repoed.
His lover gets repoed. Look, dude, I bet there's a whole business system built around my man's life-size mermaid companionship dolls.
You pay extra for some nicer linens. Some stain-free linens. Oh my God. And this, so Tyler, I don't know, is going to put his swag on it. Here's what I do. I'd slip the guard female some money to get her perfume to me so I could make the doll that smells like the guard.
Oh.
You know there'd be a bunch of them dudes in there that want that.
Oh, yeah.
Because they see the live model.
And they can have the mermaid model.
And you know what they say? Scent is the number one thing connected to memory.
For sure.
Oh.
So,
man, we just made it freaky. This show's gone dark. That went super dark. But look, I'm a business guy. I just make things better. I take a product, I make it better. I just made it better.
So again,
I hope
how much commissary? How much commissary is my man charging for one of these lives? I mean, how many man hours? How many man hours does that man got to put into making? What is it?
In all honesty, though, he wasn't going to do nothing else with those hours. That's all I'm saying.
Right. He's not shooting tattoos with dirty guitar strings or whatever,
pens and whatnot.
Yep. He's not making hooch.
Yeah, I'd be in the food business. That's all I'm saying. That'd be my business.
Look, we already talked about that in, what is it, 60 days in or whatever it was?
Yeah.
My man went down to the commissary, bought everything he could in the commissary, took it right back to his cell and set up a shop.
See, now that's the whole rich stay rich thing, though, because old boy had to have the money first.
For sure.
And some of them boys come in, they ain't got no money.
Right.
Some of them boys can't even afford to make the phone call out, and that phone call is most of the time free or collect. So,
right.
You know what I mean? And
so
I'm
they
not,
make that
I'm not
phone
trying
call?
to put it against him.
Did they make that collect call like you did when you were in high school?
We had a baby, it's a boy.
Yeah. Accept a call from, hey, Mom, come pick me up at 4:30.
Yep. Smart idea, though.
Right.
You're working the system.
But again, companionship mermaid dolls, life size.
And the picture, the guy said it in the video too. That picture, that old boy was proud.
Dude, he had one set up on either side of him in his cell.
He had some multicultural dolls too. Yes, blondes, redheads, brunettes. He was
sisters. He had it all going on.
And what did the letter say? We
appreciate
we applaud the thick one.
Yeah, no, I think that was his comment.
Oh,
I think that was his comment because there was a female, there was a woman,
thick-sized one.
There was a thick woman. She wasn't even a mermaid.
No, she was just a woman.
Dude, I wonder if they used like pantyhose.
Oh, dude, you're going too deep. To help shape the body, right? Again, you get it from the guard. I'm getting double the soup.
Well, right, or you're talking about with the perfume. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Dude,
you get her pantyhose is what I'm saying.
Right.
Have her.
What would you charge? Man, some summer sausages, some soups, some sodas, or as I was, some pop.
Here's my thing.
We don't say soda.
You said soda. It happened.
I know. It slipped out.
Here's my thing. I'd be trading for favors. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price on a favor. You can steal my fucking noodles, right? Certain people can get them through favors, and then certain people can just pay noodles, right? But yeah, how much would it cost? I mean, you figure a day's worth of work, but you got to source those materials too. So there's got to be wheels being greased on the other end, on the back end.
Well, no, because some of that shit you can get that out of the commissary, or some of that shit you can get that out of the arts and crafts department.
Okay.
So when you go to arts and crafts for therapy,
I don't know they let you like take it. So you could just have 10 blankets in your room?
No, you got to get those blankets from other people.
Ah, okay. See, that's what I mean. So.
There's a lot of soups. There's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of soups.
There's a lot of stuff you can get. I mean, you can get TVs in the commissary. You can get all kinds of stuff.
What?
Oh yeah, they're clear. They have clear boxes on them, so you can't hide anything in them.
Oh shit!
You can get a fan. You can get a lamp. That's how they're making hooch.
Times have changed.
That's how they're making hooch.
In what?
They get a lamp.
Oh yeah, and use it as the
to cook.
Right.
Hell, they're making stills.
Man, I was just gonna say they used to just make it in the toilet.
No, they don't do that. No, they
bag it and let it sit and cool it in the toilet. Sorry, not make it in the toilet.
They can.
But you know they used to use the toilet as fridges. They still doing that?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Listen, they can cook. I think you can even get a tiny fridge nowadays.
What?
You might be able to. I'll have to ask.
Get whatever you want.
I'll have to ask.
Right.
But they can make 10 gallons of hooch in 24 hours flat.
Yeah, well, they wonder why they've got a fucking problem because they let them do whatever.
No,
that shit.
They don't look.
Trash bag hooch, baby.
Trash bag hooch, and they make it. They make it in a trash bag.
Yeah.
And they use bread and tomatoes and tomato
that's
paste.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to douse that in Kool-Aid.
Ugh. Yeah, and then they fill up empty peanut butter jars and they sell it in peanut butter jars.
Yeah, makes sense.
Listen, if you listen to the show, you know anything about these life-size mermaid dolls, right into us.
Oh, I don't even know.
Basebasement.com. Address it to Tyler. I don't know. He's the one that's
No.
really interested.
Oh no.
He wants to.
No,
What's
Joe
the quality?
Skelly,
What's the quality
Joe
like?
Skelly just wants one for Fred
I've
Durst.
I've just heard that some of these guys make good fifis.
Oh my god. This is just wrong.
Yeah, this is all
This is
kinds
going
of
sideways.
This is all kinds of going sideways.
This is going sideways. Redirect.
All right.
Redirect.
You're the one that wanted to start the show with the prison
With
mermaids.
the prison mermaids. Oh man. I mean, my guy's a genius though.
Dude,
He's a
that's
genius.
genius shit right there.
He is a genius.
Like, I mean, they're like,
Now,
we're
what
pretty
happens-
sure we're pretty sure you're breaking a law. We don't know which one
Right.
it is.
We can't figure out which one yet, but please stop.
Please stop doing this.
Could you imagine fucking one time raids your fucking cell and takes your pillow love? as the normal
Like,
plebs
is that
out here-
illegal? Is it illegal to have? I mean,
I don't even know. I can't even
There's some
begin to
rule
argue
against that.
those prison laws. I don't know anything about that stuff.
there's some rule against that.
That is wow.
Yeah, dude, you want to go to the moon? Get 30 prisoners, put them in a cell together for a fucking 6 months. They'll
Right.
get you to the fucking moon.
You know, the expression, I heard this expression making fun of potheads once, something like potheads are dumb until they need something to smoke out of them. They're all fucking engineers.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
Stupid.
They're like, I've got
Wow.
a table leg and a screwdriver.
Right.
I'll turn
We
this
could
thing.
do something.
We could turn this
Get
into
the
a
nail
bomb.
gun, get under the truck. Find us some pieces. Fucking A. That is painful though.
Mm. Oh yeah.
You got me thinking about all kinds of shit. Like I'm thinking about Prison Break. I'm thinking about 60 Days In. I'm thinking about Shawshank. I'm just like, oh no, I'm getting a little tormented by those small rooms and all you got is a pillow.
in some time.
I gotta go lay down with the Mega Beast. I'm fucked up. Whoa. Okay,
So let's redirect
redirect.
because we're coming up on that season soon.
Which season is that?
The Halloween season.
Oh fuck.
The Halloween season.
You a big fan of Halloween there, Joe Skelly?
I like Halloween. Do you know the original? Here's the fact for you. The original Halloween movie
Okay.
shot on a shoestring budget.
Really?
Guess how much?
$4,000.
Nope, it was 300,000.
300,000. What the fuck? That's a shoestring budget, bro. Give us 300,000. See what we could do with
Right,
it.
I'm just telling you. In the 70s, shooting on film, that was a
Yeah.
shoestring budget, right? Because
Yeah,
film is
all
super
right,
expensive.
right.
It wasn't digital, right?
Okay, yeah.
Guess how much money it grossed?
How much?
$70 million.
Holy shit.
$70 million.
That's why old girl's fucking been famous since then. She just do what she wants.
Who? Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
Oh well, they cast dude. It turns out they were all, dude. I watched a whole special, a documentary on the making of it. Dude,
You
it was
watch
so
documentaries?
low budget. It was so low budget. Like,
Right. I
they
mean,
had
that's
to-
why they had they're like, we paid the most money for the mask. Like,
Right,
seriously.
right.
What was the most expensive prop in the movie? Nothing. The
Nothing.
mask. The
Nothing.
mask is it.
Right, and then they
Or
wouldn't
the
show,
jumpsuit.
and they stole from Alfred Hitchcock, where they would show you without showing you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Right.
that's what really fucking that is a thing. So that leads into a comment here. I'll let you finish this actually, but
Well,
I'm
okay.
gonna tell you something.
And
after.
so the mask
Okay.
was supposed to be. They're like, in the production, they're like, we need a plain faced mask, blah blah blah, because that's what the bad guy's gonna wear. And so the guy who was doing props, each person on the set had like 6 different jobs, by the way,
Right.
because they were all friends, they were all like film students together and all this other shit, and they had no money, and they had to make this production. They had to make this production movie, right?
Right.
So the guy walks into this shop, and it was like at that point in time in the 70s, they was selling like magic items, you know, for magicians and like
Yeah.
masks and shit.
Illusions and all
Yeah,
that shit.
and they're like, he sees one for like, I forget what he was, and he's like, oh, that's not going to work. Everybody's going to recognize this thing. And he sees one for Jim Kirk from Star Trek, Captain Kirk.
Is that what that is?
That's a Captain Kirk mask
Originally.
And what he did is he shaved off the eyebrows and painted it white.
Oh, no shit.
That's all he did was shave off the eyebrows and paint the mask white,
Yeah.
and then fucked up the hair a little bit.
And now it's famous.
And now it's famous, right?
It's famous.
Absolutely famous. Yeah, so
You can get that mask in the game me and Evil Kid play. Tarkov, you literally can pull it. And you're just walking around with this mask on and you're
Right.
like, it's fucking
Dude, that
useless,
movie
but it's
was
still,
scary.
yeah,
The original Halloween was fucking scary. Fucking Michael Myers.
yeah.
Dude, and the guy who played the doctor, he was a really famous actor. He was like the only one that had any
Right.
film credits to his name. Everybody else was,
And it made Jamie Lee. So.
Jamie Lee had done some other stuff, and they're like, hey, you're friends of ours. Will you come do this movie? And she was like, okay. And the Jamie Lee Curtis's friend was also in the movie, was also in another movie that the wife that was also the prop designer and also like the makeup artist of I can't think of the guy's name who shot it. John Carpenter.
Okay.
It was John Carpenter's wife's friend. So they're like, hey, can you come over and do this movie? She was like, yeah. So everybody had 6-8 rolls.
Right.
They shot it on 300,000. The reason it was so expensive is they shot it on Panavision.
Which was new then.
Which was all new.
Right.
So they could get those rolling wide shots.
Right.
Because you got to remember, prior to that, most of your shots were just stationary shots.
For movies, right.
And that's what they spent the most money on right off the bat.
That makes sense.
It was like $80,000.
Delivery is like 90%.
And it was like $80,000 in Panavision cameras.
Right.
Or something ridiculous like that.
So that brings me to another thought. I was watching, I was half asleep, but the newest Hannibal Lecter show. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
You're not a Hannibal fan? Or no? Yes, no,
Dude,
maybe?
look, I'm not going to watch a TV series, spin-offs on spin-offs on spin-offs on spin-offs.
Right.
But you know who watched that? Tommy Skelly watched that.
It's amazing, first of all. It is 1,000% amazing. It is one of the, I mean, dude, he rivals the original. Not, dude. I know. It's horrible for me to say because Anthony Hopkins, my boy.
By the way, so let's back this train up.
Okay.
What was the original Hannibal movie?
Silence of the Lambs. No. There's another one.
There was one before that.
What's it called?
Manhunter.
Because that's the first time he ever meets him trying to track down another killer?
I'm not even going to spoil it.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Find the movie.
Okay.
Manhunter.
Okay. So here's
and
my
Anthony
thing.
Hopkins is not in it. They have somebody else playing Dr. Lechner.
Of course. Yeah. That makes sense. Oops, I just hit the mic. So, first of all, the show's amazing if you're into that kind of stuff. If you're not into gore, don't watch it.
Okay.
Because it'll...
Is it more gory than Dexter?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes Dexter look like a child show.
Ooh, my.
Yes. So this show, I didn't read this officially, or maybe I read this one part officially. They were going on purely visuals. So everything is visual. So you're jumping from what this guy sees to this guy, what he's really seeing versus what he's imagining type of shit. And you're just like, I watched it once and was like, I love it so much, but I don't ever want to see it again. That's how bad it is. It's got Will Graham's character in it though, which I love because of course my boy Eddie Norton played Will Graham in one of them. But anyways, the whole point I was thinking about this the other night, I wanted to bring it up, was the line in the show, the very first episode, he says, Lawrence Fishburne says something like, imagination basically goes hand in hand with fear. That's what he said, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. That one cannot exist without the other.
Think about all the Alfred Hitchcock movies and why they're so famous.
Right.
because he
And
doesn't
you just
show
said.
you.
Right.
He allows your mind to get crazy
Right.
and imagine how
Right.
terrible it was.
And that it's true.
And that's scarier.
It is. What you know? What
movies I didn't like? The
Which
Saw
ones?
movies.
Oh, those are garbage. I
didn't like them. It was just gore for the sake.
It was.
It was the word of the day is
Ugh.
gratuitous.
Right.
It was gratuitous gore for
Right.
the fucking thing of gore.
Right. Let's
After
see
I
what
saw that
happens
one
if
where
you
they
saw
threw
your own leg
they
off.
threw that girl into the pit full of syringes. I was like, I'm done.
That is a pretty fucking horrible scene, though. Because, imagining that in real life, you'd be like, that's a cactus, but with fucking Hep C.
Yeah,
and
right.
AIDS.
And everything else. I'm done.
Right. Yeah, I never made it past one of those movies, I don't think. Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't care for gore. I like Hannibal Lecter because it's Hannibal Lecter. To me, Hannibal Lecter is one of the strangest criminal characters. He's based after, I think, 2 or 3 real life criminals. Like there is one specifically that he's based after the most. I can't remember his name right now, but he's got multiple attributes. But to have someone who's so educated and just have this very small fucked up personality quirk, right? Hey, I know languages. I can draw as well as I do. I'm educated. I'm from a rich fucking family. but I'm going to eat your liver if you don't fucking say excuse me when you bump into me.
Because he's a fucking sociopath.
Right.
And
And
sociopaths are what? Charming
Right.
and killers.
That's crazy. But anyways, the imagination thing, it's true. It's true. And for this particular situation...
You know, true sociopaths have a different skin temperature than regular people.
I believe it.
That's like one of the tests.
It's probably because it's the same thing as what they have with, like Old Boy who climbed, who did that movie where he climbed that fucking 4,000 fucking rock face with no ropes?
Oh, yeah.
Free solo or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. He's like, my dad has, he was on like the spectrum or something. And it's basically like, hey, your brain doesn't have the ability to create fear.
Mm.
And so he's like, I can do, I have to do a lot of things. And what was really funny was when I watched an interview with that guy. No, not an interview. He did that horrible show with your boy who jumping out of planes and drinking his own urine, whatever. It was one of those types of shows. I think it was a Bear Grylls show or another one. But he did a show with this guy. And the guy goes, yeah, we're going to jump out of a plane first. And that kid was like, well, I have a lot of friends who've died from jumping out of planes. So it's not my favorite thing. But I'll do it anyways. And I'm thinking like, dude, your brain is so low turned down. And then to continue though, later on in the show, he goes, yeah, I'm really not a nature guy. I don't do anything in nature. When I go everyone thinks that I'm out here rock climbing and hanging out in the woods. He goes, I drive up with my van. I come out of my van. I climb the rock face. I come back down and I get back in my fucking van. And I'm like, oh, so there is some like real rigidity, like real mind broken stuff here. You literally are after this core fucking vibe.
Yes.
Right? I just climbed 5,000 feet without ropes. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
And that's what I think of when I think about that. And it's true. There's an opening scene where this girl gets her fucking throat slit and Hannibal walks in and he just doesn't care. He does a great character of just not caring. He walks in, Will Graham's freaking out, and Hannibal's like, I think I'm going to get a sun kissed out of the fucking fridge.
Yeah.
It is a scary
but you know what? There are people
thing.
out there like that.
Oh, without a doubt.
There are people out there like that.
Without a doubt.
Yes. So, you were saying.
So do you think that with a bigger imagination comes more fear for a person? Do you think that could be do you think it's correlated or do you think it's of equal value? Like, so, is Tarantino a super freak because he's got such a crazy imagination, or does he the fear that he feels going to be bigger than the fear that you feel because his brain's a little bit wired bigger?
I don't have an answer for that question. I'm going to be honest.
I'm just curious.
I don't have an answer. I think we have the ability, everybody has the ability to create their own fear.
Definitely.
Right?
I think we all create our own fear.
And I think some people can create a fear that's overwhelming to themselves.
Definitely.
Right? Is there a difference between somebody who can create their own fear and then overcome that and rationalize it? Yeah, fuck yeah, there's a big difference between people because people can overcome and rationalize and get through things, and there are other people who can't.
So I've always wanted to ask you this, and since we're on this topic of fear, we're going to bring it up. Doing some of the jobs that you've done in the past that were exciting and we'd say titillating and adrenaline pumping, right? Would you say, and I've always been curious about that, would you say today, right now today, were there things back then that you were freaked out by that you're not freaked out by now that you could just do again and you're like, hey, this is age old riding a bicycle, that just stays with you? I'm just curious because...
Or is it inverse?
You think it's worse now?
Oh, no, I mean, there are things that I would do without thinking back then.
Right.
Like, wouldn't even think twice about it. And now...
And that's what I'm asking. Like,
not so easy, but I think that comes with age. I think that comes with age with everything. There's certain things you can do. Like, heights never bothered me before.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that once. Yeah. Heights.
And now I'm a little wary.
They shift you a little now?
They shift me a little bit.
Now, why is that, though?
Don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it came with age. I mean,
Right.
really. Before I would, whatever. Now I'm like, whew, this ladder's 12 feet high.
Nigel was up that one ladder I was looking up. I'm like, damn, this is a regular ladder, but I know with your 7-foot looking ass. You up there, you got another 7 or 8 feet. You're probably looking at 20 feet down. I'm like, yeah,
Dude,
that's not so cool.
I'm up 12 feet tall, and I'm like, fuck, the wind's blowing. I can feel the ladder shifting.
Yeah. That was the ghost in the basketball, but yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
Dude.
That's the ladder I was talking about.
The
but
ghost in the basketball.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
So, you could say 2 ghosts now.
Oh, hell no. Don't put that shit on me, Joe Skelly. Fucking trick me. All right. No. So, but I was curious because, is it imagination? So here's an example. When my youngins were young, one time there was a storm going on, and in the middle of the night, one of them appeared in my doorway while lightning was striking.
Oh, Jesus.
And and they were holding the toy just standing there in the pose, sleepwalking. And I remember lightning striking and me being under the covers and just being like, what the fuck? I'm going down. He's here. It's some fucking Children of the Corn fucking Pet Cemetery shit. And I'd seen that Pet Cemetery movie, so I was like, this fucked up. And for like a couple seconds, I was like, oh shit, get a shoe and throw it at him. Maybe he'll go back to his crib. But now I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Look,
but that's imagination.
Dude.
That is imagination. What was the kid doing? He was sleeping, rocking, right? But my brain was like, Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn. Kid at the hallway. That's still one of the creepiest scenes. Like, what the fuck is that Red Rum movie? I always forget. Shining.
The Shining.
Those 2 girls at the end. Do you want to come play with us? No, bitch. I gotta go. The fuck out of here. Turn that tricycle around and pump, motherfucker.
Have you seen the new one?
No. Why would I watch that?
I kind of want to see the new one.
Did you watch it yet?
I have not. I kind of want to see it.
I'll watch it if you watch it, but
we'll talk about it off mic.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
But
what is it called? Dr. Sleep something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get
that hotel's... So that hotel was filmed in one place, but it's supposed to be another hotel, right?
Right.
It's based on a hotel in Colorado, but I think it was filmed in up in New England or something. It was Canada or New England, right?
Okay.
But there is a hotel in real life that's even more haunted than that one.
Bro.
The Crescent Moon Hotel.
We ain't going. Where is it?
I think it's in Utah.
If we go, I'm going to stay at a different hotel and you stay there and record it.
Dude, they say that place is haunted as shit.
Nah, dog. You ever see a grown man shit himself? You want that on your conscience, Joe Skelly? And I'm not embarrassed by it either.
You're like,
you get me going.
It's just going to happen.
I got the IBS like it's my job, bro. I get fucking nervous. I'm like, oh, damn it. Joe Skelly, you know this.
Yeah.
You know this.
That's why I didn't tell you where we were going when we went to the...
Very funny.
Very
funny. Dude, I thought we were looking for hiking shit. You're like, we're going to look at these silos. I'm sitting here like, what a stupid fucking thing. We're supposed to be looking for the Mothman. You're like, let's go look at the silo. Okay. I thought we were looking at like war history shit. Then you're like, no, keep this for the coal mine thing. And I'm like, this is totally irrelevant to anything we're doing. Why are we here? And I was thinking that the whole time. Now I fucking know why. Because you're like, oh, you saw the fucking ghost there, the Mothman there. What the fuck? Don't drag me down that shit. I'm good with the old man and the corny statue and the shitty t-shirts. Actually, those t-shirts weren't bad. And the t-shirts. But I'm not good with the rest.
Yeah, I got you.
Fucking tricked me.
Right.
Motherfucker.
I apologize.
I'm going to be Googling now.
All right.
When we're on the road, I'm going to start. I let Joe Skelly lead the first away, and I fucking led me right into the devil's den. All the way done. That's where they first spotted him. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Hold the phone.
Just wait for the next one. The next trip.
Oh.
The next trip's going to be dope. It's a one-tank trip. Like, that makes it better.
I can't believe you. I'm genuinely was curious. The whole time we were walking down that trail, I'm like, why are we here? Is this history? Is this West Virginia history? What's happening right now? I had zero clue. I got to pay more attention.
Yeah, that's right. That's right,
but
my man.
Again, this imagination thing. How about Stephen King? He's got the most fucked up imagination, and what does it do? It scares the ever-living shit out of you.
A lot of people. Yeah.
Right. So, like, does Stephen King...
Salem's Lot.
Right. Does he have any kind of fear? Because he's sitting there creating this all day. I mean, do you think there's a time where Stephen King wakes up in the middle of the night and is like, fuck, I can't get up to take a leak because I'm all freaked out by the ghost I think of all day? Really?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. Well, no. You know what? Maybe he does have a thing that just scares the shit out of him.
I'm gonna ask you a question,
and it's probably something really simple.
This is gonna sound silly.
Okay.
Do you still feel fear? I'm being dead serious.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What the fuck? You dragged us to the Mothman's scary locations. What are you afraid of? Because tell me you're afraid of, like, you know, alpaca llamas or whatever those things are called, and I'm gonna find a llama farm and we're going to pet alpacas and get Joe Skelly on the fucking fringe in the car. Like, I won't come out of the car because the llama's gonna lick me and shit. I mean, you know, if I take you to Safari Drive, are you gonna freak out and shit?
No. I mean, there's still fear, right? Is
there?
I think everybody has fear of some sort. You just got to be able to stuff it down and get through it. I don't think I have anything that's just overwhelming.
Okay, that's a good way to put it, I guess.
You know what
I wish we could
there's
ask
some shit that scares there's some shit that scared the fuck out of me.
Well, spiders? Spiders scare you?
No, they don't.
Yeah, you just tried to eat that one in the door, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's some shit that caught me off guard and scared the fuck out of me, and my heart was going about 100 miles an hour. But I was like, okay, we're gonna figure this shit out, and I just kept pushing through, right?
Right.
And
you. So, you know, the old adage
and I told you about that. It was part of. This ties back to the thing I did earlier today.
Right.
When I was burning that tobacco, but this goes back to the whole beginning of that story, of what took place that made us get to that point.
Right.
And sorry for you listeners, it's a little obscure, but I'm going to keep it that way for right now. I'm going to save that story maybe.
Right. So what you're saying is you're afraid of ghosts, and
I didn't say anything of the like.
Bro, that's what that is, homie.
I didn't say anything of the like. I could tell you one thing that I'm not afraid of. Well, no, I won't say that. There's a healthy fear of, and I refuse to have any participation with it. And we've already talked about this the year before.
The board.
The fucking board.
The board.
Fuck you. I saw one on store the other day. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. Did you have an experience with the board? Have we ever talked about this?
It was an antique one in a box.
That's creepy.
I was like,
no,
yeah,
I'm good.
No, I'm out.
So we've never talked about this. Have you ever played the board?
So I saw an antique one. I saw an antique one in the store, and I was like, I'm out. I'll leave the board alone. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Doesn't answer the question.
Anyway,
okay.
So
I feel it.
Well, we're gonna move on.
All right. We're done with fear. Fear is not a factor.
No, fear is always a factor, right?
Listen, Joe Rogan said fear is not a factor.
Boy, fuck
right
him.
Before you won.
Right.
Get some DMMMTs. Go down and get a new shoulder out of Mexico. Fear is not a factor.
Fear is always a factor, right?
Fear is always a factor.
Fear is always a factor, right?
Yeah.
Fear keeps you alive.
Oh, ain't no doubt about that.
Fear keeps you alive.
That's why you flatland.
And that's why flatland bicycles? Is that what you...
That's why you flatland, right in the little circle right there, right in the driveway.
Right
You're
in
good.
The driveway.
Right.
Maybe that's why I never became a fighter pilot, because after my mom told me I was going to get blown up and they'd never find my body.
There's that.
And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go this other way. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart choice.
Yeah. So let's shift gears. Here's another interesting fact I just found. One of the last remaining member of one of the uncontacted tribes of South America in the Amazon rainforest just died.
Well, how do they know if he didn't contact anybody and let them know?
Because, so long story short, there was a whole tribe and they were uncontacted before, and what ended up happening is some illegal loggers went in and started cutting down the rainforest, and they shot and killed his family members and the rest of his tribe.
He's about to get a balloon, an elephant on that.
Yeah, well, that's how they found them.
Elephant Games.
Right. That's how they found this tribe, because they'd never had contact. They'd never had contact with modern man before that. And so anthropologists have not, and he would, apparently the article I read said he would adamantly stay away from any modern civilization whatsoever. And they've been tracking him at a distance since that point. And he finally passed away, and he laid down in a hole and died. And I guess what he did is right before he died, he took all these beautiful bird feathers and he laid them in a circle around his body.
Really?
And he laid down and he died. So they think he knew it was happening. That's a shame, right?
That's just wild.
Right.
How do you look at all these cultures, though, where they're like, hey, this, that, or the other. I'm not saying this to be a smartass, but how do these cultures survive anyways? Do the Amish recruit people? Like, and I've always wondered exactly. So
You're born into it.
right, and I get that, but there's only so many times you can be born into something before you run into other people that are born in the same line.
Well,
My
no,
point.
and that's in particular with the Amish.
Where do they pull from other clans?
Yes,
That's
they'll send their family members to other Amish family members across the country and overseas.
that's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Okay, well, that solves that question. But
Not to say that it's still not an issue, but
right,
but
right.
that's what they've
Eventually
done
you're crossing the streams. Is all
right.
I'm
Well,
saying.
that's how they combat that shit.
Right.
But-
Okay. Well,
but those
how does
tribes-
the tribe do it? They don't. They just go extinct.
Well, or I don't know, or they have
Me
contact with other tribes.
I would
But
love
this,
to know.
I mean, there are tribes like that live in the deep Amazon rainforest that will tell anthropologists, we're not the furthest people out. There are people even further out than us. So we know who they are, but we don't really know who they are.
Right.
There's a great movie about this. It's called The Emerald Forest that came out in late 80s.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to reference the Eli Roth movies.
No, I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
There's a great movie called The Emerald Forest that came out in the 80s. That's absolutely incredible.
Didn't they just remake that with somebody looking for it?
I don't know.
There's like a famous British explorer who goes to look for it and thinks he
Oh
finds
no,
it.
that's
and then
they're
gets
looking for
lost
the
or-
lost city. No, the Emerald
Okay,
Forest
okay.
is a thing about a. So there's an American who's hired as an engineer to help them build a dam in Brazil.
Okay.
And one day, he and his family are on the edge of the forest eating lunch, and his kid follows this trail of ants off into the forest, and his kid gets kidnapped by
Really?
a native tribe, and his dad spends the
The rest of the movie
next
chasing
10 years going into the forest trying to find out who these people are.
Get the fuck
and
out
get
of
his
here.
kid. It's based on I think it's based on a true story.
Bro. Listen, you want to get Tyler I don't know into a forest,
That's how
do
you
some
do it.
shit like that. It ain't going to take me 10 years.
I
It's
tell
gonna
you what,
take me
it's
a $20 gallon of gas Okay? and some matches, motherfucker.
Right.
I'm not coming into the forest. I'm going to bring the fence line to you.
Right. Okay.
Believe
All right.
it.
Look,
That's crazy.
it's actually a really incredible It's a really incredible movie.
That is fucking crazy, though. Could you imagine that happening to you? I mean, the guilt. I'm just like thrown off by the dad's perspective right now. The guilt of losing your kid on the job site. That dam's not getting done either.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be
No.
spending the rest of my days.
The minute no. What? Someone's missing on the team? Time to go explore.
Right, and the only evidence he had is he saw them with his kid, and they saw them take off, and they were shooting
Nope.
arrows at him.
Nope.
Right,
Nope.
and he recovered one of the arrows, and what he was doing is he's taking the arrows to these
To
native
everybody?
tribe.
Yep.
Like, do you know who
Whose
this
is
belongs
this?
to? And they're like, we've never seen that.
And-
Or some other people were like, no, that belongs to these people, but nobody has ever seen these people before.
Is this a rated R type of movie? Or is
This-
this like an older
this is-
PG, doesn't show anything type movie that we were just talking
Probably
about? the
doesn't
fear?
show a whole lot. It's like probably
Okay.
because back then they didn't. It was like
Right,
PG or
right.
R. You know what I'm saying? There
Right,
was no
right, right.
PG 13,
Or
17.
teen or this, that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
So it was probably rated PG. I went and saw it with my mom when I was a kid. But
She was like, "You see that? You don't be good. I'm going to take you to build a dam."
right. No, but you know
A
what?
real Joe Scallion.
But it's I highly recommended. If you've never seen it, go watch The Emerald Forest.
All
If
right.
you can find it, it's an old ass movie, but
I'm
it's
gonna check
well
that
worth the
out.
watch. Well worth the watch. It's a pretty dope ass movie. It shows him growing up with the tribe and how he has to go through his rite of passage as a man and all that shit.
As a white boy in the tribe?
Oh yeah, they adopted him.
Oh, this is some Mowgli shit.
Yeah, it is some Mowgli shit. They adopted him, and
Okay.
he grows up speaking their language, forgets how to speak English.
How old is this kid? I mean, he's young enough to follow a line of ants. So
Right, he was like 5,
Oh, no.
something like that.
That's giving me. See, already the IBS is flaring up. No, I'm just joking. That is a wild thing. Though.
I totally forgot about that movie until I.
So, I want to point this out, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you for coming to watch the show and everything. Coming to listen to the show, watch the show. I said it again.
Yeah.
Damn it. Anyways, we want to thank you for coming to listen to the show, but we want you to understand something. You know, we're not scientists. We're not doctors.
We don't know a whole lot
we
of
don't
shit.
know anything. And we understand that anybody out in the audience right now could be like, listen, you lazy fuckers, go Google it and learn. But here's my problem. I don't trust Google. So that's all I'm going to
So
say
you
about
trust
it.
the listeners more than Google?
I do.
All right.
I trust the listeners. I mean, our
Our
they're-
listeners are subject matter experts.
I mean, we don't. None of us have to be subject matter experts. We just want to know about the subjects,
All right.
right?
You heard it right here from Tyler.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay saying I don't know. But I love hearing these crazy fucking stories, because how many movies have we watched where we're like, oh, that's so unrealistic, that can never happen, and then you're like, oh, that's based on a real story.
Yeah, right.
A fucking 200-year-old or 100-year-old blood feud between some fucking cliff people, you know?
Dude, like, how crazy was that, right? Hatfield and McCoys. Everybody in the country's heard about this thing.
Right.
It was in Disney cartoons. I'm a Hatfield. I'm a McCoy.
Right. And they make jokes about it.
Right.
Right. Because Disney's exploiting the story as a joke, right?
Right.
Oh, ha, 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 they have a feud.
And they make them look like hillbillies with straw hanging out of their mouth. And they got
some deliverance
blunderbuss
shit.
shotguns and shit. And nobody understands it till you go down there and talk to them people.
And they're like, get the fuck off my mountain. Oh.
The fuck are you doing down here?
he
By the
said
way, murder's a personal problem around these parts.
Right. Oh, you just that is. I guess it is. There it is. Just outing those people. I hope that boy don't come looking for you. That was Joe Skelly, by the way. Old boy was pimping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He didn't break no sweat.
So back to subject matter experts. Like, we don't know everything, right?
No. And, we just want to say that's what the entire show is. Back to our friend in the other episode, Joe, from the Russian clan. We're here to talk about the weird shit because we don't get to see all of it. We're not out exploring everywhere anymore. Sadly, in today's world, traveling is for the rich. Gas is at an all-time high, and it's hard to prove shit that happened long ago that's not there anymore.
Right.
But we don't want history to die. It's important to
the real
history.
Listen, if you're a listener and you know something about something and you want us to talk about it, educate us. Write us. Basement.com.
Because we don't know.
Hell, we'll talk about anything.
No, but it is true. No, hold on. It is a tangent, but it is true. Even the shit we're talking about now the way that we explain a story is not going to be documented in history down the road.
No.
So our experience of where we were during 9/11 is going, to be told in a book somewhere. They're not going to talk about what regular people were doing.
No.
It gets bypassed.
Absolutely.
And that's constantly happening. We appreciate you all for checking in and coming to listen to the show. We have a lot of fun.
We do have a lot of fun.
It's hilarious.
This is not our last episode. This is what he's making it sound like.
No.
It's
we
not
just
our last
appreciate
episode.
you guys coming through. And we hope that you're enjoying these goofy stories. BaysBasement.com. Check it out. Write the show. Tell us your fucking stories.
Hold on real quick.
Oh,
By the way, as we said, for all you folks overseas who are listening, and that goes for you, Joey, overseas.
Right.
If you're from overseas and you write us, you may just get one of these dope-ass Bays Basement stickers that we just got in.
Right.
Write us and we'll send you one.
Right. 30, 97 seconds.